Alright, dudes. Refines are in. We have the data mines. We're not going to beat around the bush. Show me the goods. Show me what the King of Beasts is capable of now. I need this. I need this refine. Pump it into my veins. Let's go. Okay, grants attack up 3. If foe initiates combat or foe's HP is over 75% at the start of combat, grants all stats up 4 to unit during combat. If foe initiates combat, reduces damage from AoE specials, excluding Rutger specials, and foe's follow-up attack by 70%. Oh, pretty nice. Also, at the start of turn, if unit is adjacent to only beasts or dragon allies, or if unit is not adjacent to any ally, unit transforms, and when he does, he gets attack up 2 and distant counter. Okay, he also has a special refine. Let's take a look at that part. At the start of combat, if unit's HP is over 25%, inflicts attack and defense -5 on the foe during combat. And unit makes a guaranteed follow-up attack. And also, if unit is transformed, grants a bonus to unit's attack, defense, and res during combat, equal to 25% of foe's attack at the start of combat, -8. With a minimum of 0 and a maximum of 10. Oh, wow. They gave him some pretty good stuff here. Honestly, like, 70% damage reduction on the foe's follow-up and onwards is essentially like giving him all 3 of the deflect seals in one, right? So he doesn't need to run a deflect seal. I'm looking at this guy as a really good hardy fighter option. You give him hardy fighter and then Pavis or Aegis, depending on which save skill you want to give him. Whether you give him near save or far save, it doesn't seem to matter. So you can go ahead and give him Pavis or Aegis. He's going to have automatic deflect, basically, from his refine. So you're free to run either distant defense 3 or close defense 3 for the seal. Just give him even more defenses and tanking. He's going to be a stat monster with this right here, possibly gaining +10 to attack, defense, and res based on a quarter of the enemy's attack -8. He already does another attack and defense -5, and then he's getting all stats up 4. And he gets a guaranteed follow-up as well, which even more so drives home the point of him having hardy fighter. Because before, this guy didn't really have a way to do guaranteed follow-ups, but now he actually does. So you don't need to run that in the beast skill anymore. Just give him hardy fighter, and I think Caineghis is looking really good. They gave him some pretty strong stuff here to make him a strong save tank. So definitely nice there. Good to see some respect on the King of Beasts. Alright, let's go ahead and move on to Legendary Alm up next. Effective against flying, grants speed up 3. If unit initiates combat or is in 2 spaces of an ally, grants attack and speed up 5 to unit during combat, and deals damage equal to 25% of foe's defense, including when dealing damage with a special triggered before combat. Ignores reductions to defense from Lunar Flash 2. Okay, pretty much all of this looks the same. I'm not sure if the attack and speed up 5 was the same, but I do know for sure the 25% damage based on the enemy's defense was the same. Okay, also at the start of combat, if unit's HP is over 25%, grants another attack and speed up 5 to unit, and neutralizes effects that inflict special cooldown charge -X on unit during combat, and also if the foe uses a sword, lance, axe, bow, dagger, or beast damage, and unit speed is better than foe's speed +5, foe cannot counterattack. Oh, that's pretty good. That's kind of exactly what this guy needed. So my main issue with him is that he's very glass cannon-y. 26 defense, 19 res here. Well, he has a super boon, or just a regular boon on HP, and then a negative boon on res. So his defenses are bad. It's very easy to just delete him in one hit. So it's tough for him to hit people twice. But when he has this here, the fire sweep effect, that's not going to matter anymore. And he also nullifies guards. So there's nothing stopping him from using Lunar Flash 2. They gave him Time's Pulse as his remix skill. So he's basically just going to activate that all the time when he's fighting against these physical attacking units. And then he already has the 25% bonus damage based on the enemy's defense there. Lunar Flash 2 nullifies damage reduction and cuts their defense by 20% anyways. So goddamn, man. Yeah, this is a very, very solid remix that I'm seeing here for this Alm. Way better than Roy was last time, so shoutouts to Alm. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look at Naga up next. Grants attack up 3, effective against dragon foes, grants all stats up 3 to dragon allies and allies that have effective against dragons within 4 spaces of unit, and all stats plus X to unit during combat, where X is the number of dragon allies and allies that have effective against dragons within 4 spaces of unit times 3, with a maximum bonus of +9 to each stat. And then she also has adaptive damage against ranged enemies. Actually, if foes, yeah, ranged enemies, basically. I was almost going to say if she just has adaptive damage, period, but no. It's only against ranged enemies. Also, if unit is in 3 spaces of an ally, grants all stats up 4 to unit, and reduces damage from foe's first attack by 25% during combat. And also, if unit's attack is better than the foe's res, unit's first attack during combat deals damage equal to 25% of unit's attack minus the foe's res. Okay. Wow, so they gave her basically Dragon's Wrath, I think that was the one that you get a little bit of damage reduction and then bonus damage based on what you reduced. Except this is not really what you reduced, it's just your attack minus their res is going to give you bonus damage there. All stats up 4 possibly, and then all stats up 9. And then she just stands there giving everyone all stats up 3 if they're in 4 spaces. They're going to be effective against dragons because her C skill gives that to them anyway. And then dragons are going to get it no matter what. So, looks pretty solid. She gained Dive Bomb as her new B skill, so certainly much better than Chill Speed. Yeah, this Naga looks pretty good. Honestly, I can see her being a very clutch unit to go for, especially now that dragons are just officially back for good after we got the new Sacred Seal. We're going to talk about that later on in the second part of this data mine where we cover the seals and the thief units and so on. But man, I think Naga is actually in a very good spot right now. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at Laegjarn now. Laegjarn, one of my favorite artworks. So she got speed up 3. At the start of combat, if unit's HP is over 25%, grants attack and speed up 5 to unit during combat. And also, if unit initiates combat, unit makes a follow-up attack before the foe can counter. Okay, I believe the attack and speed up 5 was added there, but the desperation was part of her weapon already. Also, if unit initiates combat or is in 2 spaces of an ally, grants bonus to unit's attack and speed during combat, equal to 5 plus 40% of the total bonuses on unit, and foe with a max of plus 10. Oh, that's some shades of the actual Laegjarn, where her weapon Niu gives you bonuses based on her bonuses and the foe's bonuses. So, okay, that's pretty interesting. A max of plus 10 to attack and speed. Also, if unit initiates combat and unit speed is better than foe's speed plus 10, neutralizes effects that prevent units' follow-up attacks. Alright, 10 speed is a little bit steep of a check, but I think if she's gaining speed up 10 and then speed up 5 there, she's probably going to be able to activate this. So she's going to have null follow-up, desperation. Basically, attack and speed up 15. So yeah, pretty solid, and instant desperation is nothing to laugh at. Ranged flyers aren't allowed to have dive bombs, so yeah, pretty strong, except I would have liked it a little more if they gave her some way to deal with far save tanks. She doesn't really seem like she's going to be able to cut through some of the crazier far save tanks in the game, but still a pretty good refine overall. Alright, let's take a look at Hilda up next. Alright, grant speed up 3. At the start of allies combat, if unit is in 2 spaces of an ally of any allies with defense greater than unit's defense, or if unit has not entered combat during the current phase, grants all stats of 4 to those allies during combat, and foe cannot make a follow-up attack. At the start of unit's combat, if unit is not within 2 spaces of any allies with defense greater than unit's defense, or if unit is not adjacent to an ally, grants attack and speed up 6 to unit during combat, and deals damage equal to 10% of unit speed. Okay. Also, at the start of combat, if unit's HP is over 25%, grants another attack and speed up 5 to unit, and reduces damage from foe's first attack by 40% during combat. Okay, they gave her quite a lot here. This is very substantial compared to what she did before. So, let's see here. Speed up 3. Allies, I think allies are getting all stats up 4 and nullify the foe's follow-up. So she has a bit of a support effect here. Is that correct? Or no, this is for her, right? If unit has not entered combat during the current phase. So this first part here is for her first round of combat during the turn. Getting all stats up 4 and basically impact. And then at the start of her wait. No. My God, dude. The way they word these is just so abysmal. At the start of allies combat, if unit is in 2 spaces and if she has not entered or is it the ally or is it her? Dude, they're just like flip-flopping between I don't know, man. I'm just going to assume that the ally is gaining the buff and Hilda has to be the one who does not enter combat yet during the current phase. Or it could be the ally, but dude. If there's a lawyer in the chat, let me know. I need the help of a lawyer for this, because my peanut brain is not able to process all of these different flip-floppings between possessives and what have you. Dude, I'm just a gamer. I'm not here to settle through all this riffraff, alright? But her ally is getting all stats of 4 and impact, which is what I had originally thought before I tried to make sense of that. And then for her, what she's gaining is attack and speed up 6, and then she's also gaining plus 10 bonus damage based on her speed. She has to be by herself, though. She has to be solo dolo, because it's not going to work if she's adjacent to an ally. Okay, and then... My God, dude. Who in the world writes these? Like, can't they just make the effects more simple to understand? Whatever. Alright, at the start of combat, I read this already. She gets 40% DR and then attack and speed up 5. So, yeah, I mean, the support effect is nice. All stats up 4 and then impact to allies in 2 spaces. That's not too shabby. And then herself, she's getting bonus damage, DR. Basically, attack and speed up 11. Yeah, not too bad. Doesn't seem like anything too crazy, but it's pretty good. Pretty solid. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look at Keaton up next. Okay, inflict speed -5. Unit attacks twice. Even if foe initiates, he attacks twice. He already did that. At the start of turn, if unit is adjacent to only beasts or dragons, or not adjacent to anybody, he transforms. And when he does, he gets attack up 2, 7 damage when he triggers a special, and nullifies, or basically just tempo. So, typical beast unit transformation condition for the infantry types right now. Kind of a shame they didn't do anything to update this. It's basically the same thing, except with the updated infantry beast thingy there. Also, if foe initiates combat or foe's HP is over 75% at the start of combat, inflicts attack and defense -5 on the foe, nullify foe's bonuses to attack and defense from fortifies and rallies, and grant special cooldown charge +1 per unit's attack during combat. Alright, so they gave him special ramping. Not that it matters too much. This guy is not allowed to have whatchamacallit, Ruptured Sky, which would have probably been the ideal go-to for him. So, what do you give him, I guess? Maybe Bonfire. Ignis could work, but he needs a way to have -2 special trigger already, so probably pair him up with Valoria, I would imagine. Valoria gives him the -2, and then all you gotta do is hit the foes twice in a row. He's getting the ramp, He has tempo, so they can't use guard. He's going to hit him once, and then the second hit is going to be an Ignis Bigness to the face. And then he can use Special Spiral from then on to just continue the cycle over and over. The bad thing about giving him Special Spiral, though, is that he can't have Vantage. At least until we get a Vantage seal. Dude, they literally just opened the door to any seal right now, because we got Distant Counter. Vantage and Desperation are on the table again as Sacred Seal options, so maybe. But, yeah, the way I'm seeing this guy work is the way I just explained. If you don't want to run Vantage, and if you do, then you'd probably have to give him, like, breath support from somebody. So, regular Valoria, though, I think that's a good call to make him support well with her, because that is his daughter, of course. So, otherwise, if you're running Vantage, have breath support somewhere from, like, the Summer Hilda or Brave Lucina. There's so many units that can do that. Okay, and finally, our Grand Hero battle, we saved, hopefully, the best for last. This guy needs to be really crazy right now, because infantry swords, we have so many of them. Alright, Accelerate Special Trigger. At the start of combat, if foe's HP is over 75%, grants attack and speed up 5 to unit during combat. And also, if his speed is better than the foe's speed, he grants special cooldown charge +1 per attack. So he has Flashing Blade, attack and speed up 5, and -1 special trigger. Okay. Also, at the start of combat, if unit's HP is over 25%, grants another attack and speed up 5 to unit during combat. And also, if his speed is better than the foe's speed, reduces damage from attacks during combat and AoE specials by a percentage equal to difference times 4. So he gets dodge there. So what do we got? -1 special trigger. Flashing Blade, all stats up 10. Or not all stats, but just attack and speed up 10. And then also dodge. Huh. Okay, what was his baseline BST? I can't remember what his base BST was. Is this going to make him better than Yanfei? Because Yanfei's weapon gives him speed up 3 and then distant counter and dodge, right? So this guy's actually getting stats and -1 special trigger. That's the one weakness I would say, or there's actually quite a few weaknesses to Yanfei, but certainly the most annoying one is that he doesn't have -1 special trigger. So Rutger having that is certainly pretty good. I think I want to say this guy is better than Yanfei. But he's not going to score as good, which is the problem here. Yanfei scores in the 185 bin, and Rutger is not going to be able to do that. But as far as usability is concerned, he is pretty solid here. He looks like he's doing just about all the things I would want him to do as an infantry sword. Nothing that breaks the norm. Nothing crazy like what Walhart got, or like Naysala just got everything that he wanted, and so on and so forth. This guy just got enough to be viable and compete, but nothing that's going to really break the mold too much. So, who do I think won this batch of refines? Probably Caineghis, honestly. Him just getting all of the deflect seals into his weapon is quite good. I should just call it Black Eagle rule, I guess, because he gets the DR on the follow-up and onwards. So, yeah, he's looking like a premier hardy fighter unit. If you guys were able to free pull Ascended Fiorm on the Hero Fest banner with those tickets, I was actually pretty lucky. I was able to snag a copy of her with the tickets. So, I think I'm going to go ahead and sacrifice that Fiorm into Caineghis now and be able to just run him as one of my save units for Summoner Duels and Aether Raids and so on. Let me know in the comments who you guys think won this batch of refines, and I'll catch you guys in just a sec, and we're going to go ahead and take a look at the rest of the data mines.